Hi everyone, it's Jerry. I have a sharp game to share with you from round 2 of the 2025 FIDE World Cup. This was game 1, played today, November 4th, on the white end Wei Yi, playing against Kacper Piorun. Alright, with this one, we have an Italian game with 3 bishop c5, white with c3 looks to build a center, and we have just that. Let's get a few more healthy moves in here. And an early pop quiz. How would you respond here? Pause the video if you'd like. All right, Black spent about 18 minutes here and decided on knight captures e4. Said maybe to himself, okay, this is my window to influence this ideal pawn center. I'm going to break it up. Knight takes e4, followed by the center fork trick. We'll see why this is somewhat faulty soon enough. Now, I want to touch on a few other moves in this position. Knight g4 wouldn't be a big deal. This punch could be met with a counter punch. The top response here, it's looking at castles or bishop g4. In the case of bishop g4, it says to question the bishop. Bishop h5 from there. White is prepared to meet the capture with pawn takes. Queen has a responsibility, d4 sensitive. In the case of castles in this position, it says to now back off with the bishop, avoiding this center fork trick. d4 no longer would hit the bishop. I took this one out a little further. I was wondering, well, how do you influence this duo? What if there's a little pressure placed on e4? Here's how the computer wants to respond. It says go right after f7. It can be defended. And now it says play queen d3. At first glance, all right, you're there just to defend the pawn, but there's something aggressive behind queen d3 here. In response to h6, the knight does not have to budge. There's a fishing pole idea available. It's looking at bishop a5 and then f3 to secure e4. Here's the thing, if the knight is picked up, this position is winning for white after e5. And this is the aggressive idea behind queen d3 with this line. There's really no holding up. Queen h7 next. This is winning for white. Don't even try g6. Queen takes, pawn is there, f7 is pinned. Anyhow, we do not see castles at this moment here. Black goes for the center fork trick. Knight takes e, knight takes knight, d5. The light square bishop, more valuable minor piece in this now semi-opened position, is preserved. Bishop b3, pawn takes knight. It's the king knight that went in for this capture on e4. The king knight has been exchanged for white's queen knight on that e4 square. King side now sensitive without the king knight. Knight g5. What to do about f7? In the game, black decides on bishop e6. Now, the computer says best here is queen e7, allowing this capture and then retreat with some follow-up. Knight captures d4. Bishop takes, queen takes knight. Okay. Queen e7, one of the top moves. In this game, we have bishop e6, another pop quiz. How would you respond here? Pause the video if you'd like. All right. White continues with knight captures bishop. Computer prefers the knight to be the one to end up on e6. It wants to go with bishop takes and then knight takes. And now where do you go with the queen? Where do you go with the king with the knight here controlling these two squares? Follow-up ID is queen g4, defending this piece if there's some pressure applied to it. There isn't really a great way to hold up this queen g4 move. It's looking at queen d7, queen g4. There's a nice little trick here. In the case of queen h4, let's just put this on. Queen h4, the queen is trapped. This knight covers a lot of squares. G5, one of many. Queen is toast with that line. All right, white ends up capturing the bishop here with the knight. Pawn takes, castles. And from here we have bishop takes d4. Now, rather than bishop takes d4, one of the moves it says castle, give the pawn up and just hide in the corner. Another one is queen f6, meeting queen g4 with queen f5. Okay. Black picks up a second pawn. Allows queen h5 check, g6. And from here, queen g4 is played. At the top, it points out queen b5. Pressure on this light square. Pin of the knight. Restriction of the queen. We might add to the list. Queen can't play here to defend the pawn. There'd be bishop captures bishop. Queen has a job. If rook b8, black ends up in some hot water here. White gets to work on this pinned bishop. If you're ever trying to glue the bishop in with e5 in these positions, the bishop's eyes just open up. How is the king ever getting safe? Black is up 2 pawns here, but the 2 pawns are these 2 double isolated pawns, not the most valuable pawns around. Okay, white does not end up playing queen b5. Queen keys in on e6 and e4. Another pop quiz. What's your move here? Pause the video if you'd like. All right, black blunders here. We have queen f6. Better is queen e7. Now, I believe a train of thought is that, okay, if my queen goes to e7 and white takes on e6, I want to play in this position knight e5, but it won't work out. If knight e5 here, it says best is to first take on e3 and only then play knight e5. Okay, if knight e5 straight away, white can take on e4 and meet bishop captures bishop with queen captures knight. The queen on e7 doesn't defend the e5 square. This is a winning position for white. Bishop hit twice, rook ready to fall. Okay. In the game, it's queen f6. The queen will support this knight move to e5. Follow up, bishop captures e6, knight e5, pop quiz. What move would you play here? Pause the video if you'd like. Okay, only one winning path, and it's not with queen h3, keeping the bishop defended directly. We have here queen takes e4. This can still be played. Follow up, bishop captures bishop. Pop quiz, how would you respond? Pause the video if you'd like. Okay, if there is ever a time to assign a double exclamation point to a move, this is that time. A move that black certainly missed in his calculations, and is it ever easy to miss this move? You ready? Only winning move, bishop f7, check. Now it appears this bishop can be taken in 3 different ways. Okay, the knight is not one of them. You have 2 options, neither of them working out. If queen captures bishop, let's just play this one out. The knight now falls with check, rook ready to fall next, and if you don't want the rook to fall next, you would have to play king d7, and you are just not going to survive this with the major pieces swarming. Check on d1, maybe c1, c7 check, f6 check. Not survivable. Any other option here for black? Well, in the game, it's the king that ends up taking the bishop here. And now we have the recapture with the pawn, and the queen will be won next. Completely lost. What a move. Now, it's very important to play in this way. If you instead take with the pawn, you're lost. Black's up the piece. If you take with the queen, okay, it's not losing, it's not winning either. You are going to get the piece back, but we're looking at drawn territory from here. Only winning path meeting the capture with bishop f7 check. I love this move. King captures bishop is how it plays out here. Pawn captures bishop, and the rest is simple. Queen is down for the count. Still no getting out of this situation. Why not swipe a b pawn? There we go. And it's just the mopping up phase from here. I don't know. Maybe black is playing on a little bit, so this one isn't pegged a miniature. This one runs to move 26 after rook d1. Black resigns. No hope here. No tricks either. Knight f3. You could just take straight away and allow rook captures rook with check, but even better is to step up with the king. d1 rook will no longer fall with check. This square is defended indirectly. Rook takes rook in this position. There's queen b3. You get the piece and then have fun pushing your passed pawns. What a shot. Very sharp game here out of this Italian. Many pop quizzes in this one. Did any of you spot bishop f7 here? Were you torn between how do I recapture on e3? What a move. Anyhow, your thoughts with this one. Feel free as usual to leave any feedback to this video in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe took a thing or two away. That's all for now. Take care. Bye.